I just finished watching Avengers Endgame, and I absolutely loved it. I'm surprised that I loved it as much as I did. I got this shirt as a Christmas present in 2007, I think, so before the first Iron Man movie came out, and I kept it and wore it to every Avengers movie I saw in the theater. I wore it when I saw the Avengers, then I wore it when I saw Age of Ultron, and I wore it when I saw last year's Infinity War, and I wore it again today for Endgame, and I'm glad I kept it to wear it all these years. That's another thing with Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk. The writing was so strong with those two movies, and it appeared to me that the writing in Marvel movies never got as strong again as it did in those two movies. Until now with Endgame. And this doesn't change what I thought of last year's Infinity War. I still have to admit Infinity War was disappointing. But Endgame really takes us away from the disappointments. It brings all these heroes together and cultivates them so nicely. Remember what I said in my review for The Amazing Spider-Man 2? I said that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 took me back to my days as a kid loving Spider-Man. Avengers Endgame took me back to my days as a kid loving all of these heroes. I commend the writers for bringing on the nostalgia with this time. At 3 hours, one thing I'll tell you, I prepared myself for this. I refrained from drinking water 2.5 hours prior to the showtime and used the restroom as many times as I could before showtime, so that way I didn't have to use the restroom during the show. And very glad that I didn't miss a moment. I thought about bringing a notebook to take notes during the movie, but I figured that might take too long. I could be missing key scenes while writing things down, so I didn't do that. I'm glad I did see it the way I did. The performances are outstanding. The actors playing each hero, each one of them does a stellar job. The story material works very well. Every scene matters to the story. The explanations, the dialogue, all fits. How they build up the explanations of time travel, how we see the empty Earth before they introduce the idea of time travel and how it could work in their direction. All excellent. Seeing them test out the time travel, seeing them get it working, and seeing them use it together as a team to get the Earth back, get their fellow heroes back, the dramatic sequences we have to go through to get to those points, the self-sacrifices along the way, how Thanos gets involved and messes with them, and how time itself just hits back at them, all contributes to the conflict profoundly well. I love Iron Man's line, "When you mess with time, time tends to mess back. You'll see." I love that. How it all leads up to the big final battle with Thanos and his army, the Avengers against Thanos and the army. The battle sequence actually worked. It was shot incredibly well. It didn't make him nauseous and dizzy and headache-inducing like Age of Ultron did. It actually was really well done. You actually understood everything that was going on, how each hero was contributing to the fight. And I'm glad it wasn't like one hero did it all and the rest of the heroes stood back and watched. I'm glad it wasn't that either. And the other thing is, with these kind of movies, we know we're not going to get everything we dreamed of seeing in these pictures. The writers knew that, the directing team knew that, and the actors knew that. And that's why they deliver what they have for us as excellently as they can. I commend them for this. I remember being bummed out that Edward Norton wasn't going to continue playing the Hulk. And Mark Ruffalo did a great job as the Hulk in this movie. I was bummed out that Andrew Garfield wasn't going to play Spider-Man. Tom Holland did a great job as Spider-Man in this picture. I wish we could have seen a few X-Men in this movie. The movie did a great job without the X-Men. I can't think of anything I didn't like about this picture right now. one sequence a lot of people are complaining about, or not complaining, but are agreeing that it's cheesy, is the quick sequence when all the women heroes are together in one sequence of the battle. And yeah, it was corny, but the corniness wears off when you see all the strength that they bring to the fight. And then the story keeps excelling right after that. You know, all these heroes cultivated so nicely, and I'm very impressed. The ending is superb. It brought everything together nicely, and wow, I can't help it. I might say that this is the best movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I really might say it. I mean, it's because it's extraordinary, and I absolutely loved it. Loved it from start to finish. I'm gonna see it again when it hits Blu-ray. I strongly recommend it. You know, it's been out for a couple weeks already. I finally saw it today. If you still haven't seen it, I hope you will see it very soon and see it in a theater. And if you have seen it, let me know what you think. If I do a more in-depth review for this picture, I'll let you know. For now, I'm still letting it all sink in. Very lovely. I'm going to make videos more often now, so I hope you'll subscribe to me. I'm trying to get my monetization back. And you know, I'm very thankful, and we should all be thankful, you know, for, you know, all the hard work Stan Lee put into creating these heroes. All these heroes that teach us the power of being good and how you can use your powers for good and for the good of others. It's a wonderful message, and for that I say Excelsior. Splendid. Stay tuned for more videos.